What's up guys, John here and welcome to Baltimore Retro Gaming. And guys, today we're going to be looking at not 3, not 4, but 5 hidden gems on the PlayStation 4. Now, these are games that I've played over the past couple of years, games that I really love, games that I thought were awesome, and also games that if you're a casual gamer, you might not have heard about, and I don't really see a lot of people talking about. So, for all you seasoned retro and veteran gamers out there, you've probably heard of a few of these games, and if you are a casual gamer, odds are you haven't, and if you are a casual gamer, get prepared to have your mind blown. Anyway guys, let's check it out. Okay guys, so at number 5, we have none other than Rad Rodgers. So Rad Rogers, well, as you can see, Rad Rogers is a run and gun shooter. As a matter of fact, I did a video on Gunlord the other day, which is another amazing run and gun shooter, and it's kind of weird because I don't play a lot of run and gun shooters. I mean, I played games like Contra as a kid. I was never like really into these type of games, but as I've gotten older and I love to shoot 'em up so much that run and gun shooters to me kind of expand upon like the shoot 'em up system, being able to explore and kind of shoot in different directions. That's kind of what really got me into games like this. So, Rad Rodgers, why do I think this game's so great? Well, first of all, the controls are excellent. They've really perfected, controlling these type of games over the years. Especially with like run and gun shooters, platformers, games where you have to have very precise movements. Using that DualShock 4 with this game is just, it's the best. I love that controller, and I love this game. And another thing is the graphics, and I don't mean this game's like graphically intense, it's the best looking thing you'll ever see. It's nothing like that, but just the way the colors are and the sprites and everything in this game, the way they contrast. I mean, the game looks beautiful. Guys, this game, it cost me like 10 bucks. I mean, I think brand new at GameStop, this game was like 20 bucks brand new, and I got it at GameStop. But 10 bucks for a used game, it's like super awesome. I mean, there's no reason why, if you love shoot 'em ups, run and gun shooters, or arcade style of games, there's no reason why you shouldn't own Rad Rodgers. I mean, this is probably one of the most affordable games you can own on the PlayStation 4. Okay guys, so at number 4 we have Tales of Berseria. Okay, so Tales of Brazoria, I mean, where do I start? I mean, this is a Tales of game. Most, not all, but most Tales of games end up being excellent. They've kind of made themselves a name of like a really good action RPG name. So when people that are fans of Tales of games know of a new one coming out, they usually flock to it. And something I noticed about this game did something a little bit different, and I'll get into that. So the very first Tales games, Tales of Fantasia, Tales of Destiny, Tales of Eternia, those were, action RPGs, they had sprites, and it was like a 2D side-scrolling, combat zone that you kind of fought in. But then when Tales of Symphonia came out on the GameCube, that totally changed things because now we have like a 3D kind of arena that we can fight in. And it's great, and that's the same format they've stuck with, all the other games they've made after that. And this game kind of did something, it changed things for the Tales of series in kind of a different way. And that's that this game is a lot darker, it's more gothic, it's more cryptic. It's just darker overall, the imagery's darker, the tones of voice, what the material they're showing you, it's a lot darker. And I'm into that because this isn't just like another cookie cutter, really cool action RPG they're serving to us. Like, no, this actually happens to be the newest game in the Tales of series, but it's also a really good one, guys. I mean, the visuals in this game are awesome. The voice acting in this game is awesome. The story in this game, like I said, it's top notch. And, pretty much all you do is, this game is you follow around Velvet Crow and her brother, or is he her brother? But it's pretty much about their lives and, a lot of the side characters in the game as well. But, this game's like a $25 game used, and, that can be a little bit on the pricier side of like some newer used games. But guys, trust me, this game is totally worth your time, totally worth your money. And if you're fans of the Tales of series, this game is a must own. Okay guys, so at number 3, we have Secret of Mana on the PlayStation 4. So guys, this game kind of reminds me of Mario 64, and I'll get to that in a second, but from the moment this game came out, this game got hit with some pretty rough criticism, and it actually kind of made me think that this might not be the best game, but I hadn't played it. So I found it was like 20 bucks I bought it for used, and I threw it in my PlayStation 4, and I was blown away. Like, I was almost as blown away, and I don't know if any of you guys experienced this, but if you have played this game, alright, so when Mario 64 first came out, like, I remember I was like, oh my god, 3D graphics, this is the best. This is like Mario in a whole new way. I thought the same things about Secret of Mana for the PlayStation 4. It's still that great Secret of Mana gameplay, but it's just like modern, and it's 3D, and it looks so crisp. So guys, I love this game, and you'll even notice in the top, I guess it's the top right hand side of the screen, they'll actually show you a map of the original Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo. But guys, this game, I don't know if this game's going to shoot up in price in the future. I know it was a limited release. I think this was only available at GameStop. I mean, unless you buy it used somewhere. But guys, check this game out. It's probably going to cost you around $30, maybe a little bit cheaper. But this is another one of those must-own games. If you like RPGs, if you like Super Nintendo era RPGs, if you like action RPGs, if you like sprite-based games, if you like games that are kind of like Super Mario 64, odds are you're probably going to love this game. If you've played Secret of Mana in the past, trust me, this is the same Secret of Mana that you love and you remember. It just has a fresh coat of paint on it. Again, graphics, excellent. Gameplay, excellent. The bit of voice acting that is in this game is pretty good as well. So, guys, kick the money out. Like I said, it's around 30 bucks. You won't regret it. Trust me. Secret of Mana on the PS4 is a sound investment. Okay, so at number 2, we have Astebreed. Guys, I remember when I found out about Astebreed, I had to have it. I had to have that game. It looks so awesome, and it is. And it's kind of a cool arcade experience because the game's really not that long. I think my first playthrough took me, right around a half an hour. But once you become really skilled at this game, you can beat it in, less than a half an hour, which, part of me would have liked a longer game because I love the game so much. And then another part of me says, okay, I can have a fun experience. It's only a half an hour, and then I can move on to something else. Now, Astebreed did come out on the PlayStation 4, but I originally got this game on Windows. Yes, I bought this game as an import PC game. I still have it. It came with the soundtrack and everything. And I really liked it, although it was kind of tricky to install because I can't read Japanese. But when I heard about Limited Run Games getting a hold of it and, putting it out over here in North America, I thought that was terrific. I hopped right on board when I heard about that, although you could get a copy from Play Asia. And I'm not sure if that copy from Play Asia has English subtitles in it, but nevertheless, they're not that important in this game. The story, there's a bit of a story there, but again, you're playing this game for the gameplay. And as far as the gameplay goes, everything's solid. The controls are tight. Your attacks are really simple. You have your regular shot. You have a melee attack, which is awesome, a sword you swing around. You have a dash function, which you can dash to different parts of the screen if you need to and use your melee attack, which works. And that's a very interesting mechanic that this game has, as well as a heat-sinking shot. So it sounds like a lot, but it's really quite simple. Once you start playing the game, you really get the hang of it. And guys, I paid $45 to $50 for this game. I think I got it from Limited Run Games when it came out. I checked online. You can buy a copy of this game for right around 55 to 60 bucks. Okay guys, so it's time for my number 1 pick, and this is a game that you can play on the PlayStation 2 technically, but you're not going to get the full story, and that game is Dot Hack G U Last Recode. The Dot Hack GU series originally came out on the PlayStation 2 it was 3 games. It was Rebirth, Reminisce, and Redemption. Now, the PlayStation 4 version took all those games, those 3 games, put them on one disc and added a final chapter that gave people a lot of closure in what happened with the series. So on the PlayStation 4 disc, you get Rebirth, Reminisce, Redemption, and Reconnection. In the Dot Hack GU series, basically you take control of a guy named Haseo. And you play in an MMO, it's called The World. And you have a guild, which I'm sure you know what guilds are, just groups of your friends that hang out and play in the game. So in this game, you happen to get PK'd or, player killed by, some mysterious player that you really don't know a lot about, and it happens to other people. So they die in the MMO, and then in the real world, they go into a coma, and nobody knows why this is happening. How can a computer game make people go into a coma? So pretty much the whole point of this game is you're investigating these occurrences and figure out why they're happening. So .hack G U Last Recode, it was published by Bandai Namco. And let's see, right now it's closer towards the end of 2018. So I remember I got this game closer towards the end of 2017. And I had pre-ordered this game. I got it the day it came out. I was really excited when I heard about it. And then I remember when I popped it in, it was a very interesting time in my life. I had just purchased an embroidery business with a friend of mine, like a t-shirt shop. And we had all our money tied up in that. And I was very, very stressed out. I still am over it. I still deal with the stuff to this day. But this game really was able to take me outside of myself and get me through a very, very hard time. I remember our computer crashed and it took 2 weeks to fix it. So I have a lot of sentimental memories attached to this game. It got me through a really hard time in my life, and I had a lot of fun with it. The story in this game is excellent. The gameplay, it's an action RPG if you haven't noticed, but the combo system is great. You have these moves, not really finishing moves, but these power moves called Rengeki. And you'll figure all that out when you play the game, guys. If you never got to experience this on the PlayStation 2, this is you can buy it used at GameStop for $30. It's totally worth it. I mean, this game is the biggest gem, in my opinion, on the PlayStation 4. If you like action RPGs, I mean, if you're a fan of the Kingdom Hearts series, fuck Kingdom Hearts. If you're a fan of the Tales of series, you like Tales of games, a lot of the newer ones like Tales of Asteria, Tales of Berseria, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Symphonia New World, all those games. If you love any of those games, trust me, pick up .hack G U Last Recode. You will not regret it. It's totally worth the money, and I'm pretty sure you're going to have a good time with it. Okay, guys, so these are just 5, but there's so many awesome games on the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 1, we got tons of new games. We got all kinds of new RPGs and new franchises. Same with the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 got loaded with games. Now, in my opinion, the PlayStation 3, not so much. The PlayStation 3 was a little lacking in a lot of areas. Now, the hardware does some amazing things. The PS1 emulation software, if you have an early model, the PS2 emulation software, the PlayStation 3, it did a lot of things, at least the hardware did. The software is kind of lacking, but the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4, it's up there with the PS1 and the PS2, guys. That's just my opinion. And those are just 5 games that I think are totally awesome. And for the most part, these games are pretty affordable. I mean, none of them are expensive. None of them are those PS1 RPG prices or anything like that. Well, guys, let me know what some of your favorite games are on the PS4 that have came out over the past few years, Maybe you might turn me on to some type of hidden gem that I'll do a video on. I don't know. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Now, remember to like this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, peace out.